Yes, yep.
Yeah, for the superintendent. Yeah, they're not on that chart.
And you have the names too.
The student reps. Yeah.
Let's just do it because I'm not good at Robert's rules.
I'm going to ask for permission.
Okay,
Instead of-
okay.
I'm going to ask for forgiveness now.
Okay, okay.
Oh, under his report.
Yes, I'm deferring to Susan.
Because we don't know Robert's rules. I knew it when I went to Keystone Boys State when I was 17.
We're amending the agenda, you have to make a motion.
Exactly, make a motion that, I will do it on my report.
But if you do it under yours, you
Okay.
don't.
All right, I'll let,
Okay.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Just go pick up the table and get up there.
Sue, Sue.
where's the mute button? Over here.
He's muted himself,
Okay.
so.
They knew him as Mr. Baz. But all the kids, now the kids do him as Mr. Baz. Okay, yeah, I just thought it was the right.
Oh, my gosh. You're responsible for keeping Mr. Abdallah, so they're responsible for you.
Okay.
We're just trying to get organized. There's nothing crazy going on here. We're just trying to figure it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Abington Heights School Board meeting for September 20th, 2023. Would everyone please rise and pledge the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before everyone sits down, I would like to also ask for a moment of silence for the two individuals that died in the recent floods on Shady Lane Road, in particular, Mr. Mazaleski, who was deeply involved in the Abington Heights School District and his significant other. So, okay, please sit down. Thank you very much. Mrs. O'Day, may we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Abdullah,
Here.
Mr. Azar, Mr. Fleming, Mrs. Henderson,
Here.
Mrs. Karam,
Here.
Mr. Medensky,
Here.
Mr. Robeson,
Here.
Mrs. Tierney,
Here.
Mr. Acker,
Here.
8 present.
I believe Mr. Fleming had a business commitment that he could not change. Can we please have a motion to approve the agenda for the meeting tonight?
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Abdullah,
Yes.
Mr. Azar,
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson,
Yes.
Mrs. Karam,
Yes.
Mr. Medensky,
Yes.
Mr. Robeson,
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney,
Yes.
Mr. Acker,
Yes.
8-0.
May we please have a motion to approve the minutes for the board meetings of August 16th and September 6th?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments on the motion or changes to the agenda, to the minutes? Roll call, please.
Mr. Azar?
Rod.
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Medensky?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
8-0.
Dr. Schaefer? I'm sorry, can we please have any board reports for committee meetings that we've had since the last meeting? Do we have a technology committee?
Mr. Acker, just a note, we did not have our meeting. We have our meetings every other month. So our last meeting was on August 9th, but this is a good time to remind people that we do have a public meeting, which will be on October 11th. So that's the second Wednesday of the month at 6:30.
Thank you.
There-
Anyone else?
There will also be an extracurricular committee meeting tomorrow at 6 PM here in the boardroom,
6:30.
Thank you.
6:30.
Thank you. The
Same here.
board held a retreat on September 14th. Thank you very much. Is there any other notes, comments on board reports? Okay, Dr. Schaefer.
All right. I do not have a formal report tonight. However, I would like to introduce our student board representatives, Mr. Owen McVetti and Mr. Aidan Lamb, and they will have the opportunity tonight to provide us with their reports.
Thanks for that welcome, Dr. Schaefer. So I'll be telling you about the stuff going on in our school first. So class meetings were held in the first 4 days of school this year, and the post-secondary planning meeting was held with the guidance department. That'll be juniors on the 13th and seniors on the 13th and juniors on the 14th. This year, according to the U.S. News and World Report, we were ranked 34th in the state of Pennsylvania, moving up 15 places from last year. Now, moving on to national recognition from the College Board, these students that I'm about to name earned this academic honor because of their GPA of 3.5 or higher and their outstanding performance on the PSAT and/or AP exams. They can now list this honor on applications to stand up to colleges. Adam Peranich, National Rural and Small Town Award. Avijit Singh, National Rural and Small Town Award. Ethan Flynn, National Rural and Small Town Award. Jackson Wentz, National Rural and Small Town Award. John Lounsbury, National Rural and Small Town Award. Mariella McHugh, National Hispanic Recognition Award. Michael Clamp, National Rural and Small Town Award. Nor Ruddy, National African American Recognition Award. Sarah Hoban, National Rural and Small Town Award. Seiya Takahara, National Rural and Small Town Award. Veronica Matisse, National Hispanic Recognition Award. For co-curricular, club and activities are starting to meet. The freshman class officer elections will be held at the end of this month, and the homecoming will be on October 20th, with the dance to follow that Saturday on the 21st. And Picture Day was on Wednesday, September 13th, and Back to School Night was held for the parents on Thursday, September 14th. And now for athletics, by our new junior board representative, Owen McVetti.
All right, like Aiden said, I'm going to be going over the athletic news. With the cross country, the boys team is currently 8-1 overall and ranks 3rd in the league. The girls team is 9-0 and ranked number 1 in the league competition and has won the Moravian Invitational in August. Anna Puchalowski has finished 1st in all 3 cluster meets, and the girls team was listed a team to watch in the PIAA AAA state rankings, which is just outside the top 20 teams in the state. With boys golf, they have a current record of 12-0. The boys also won the Bob Simmons Classic and the 4th annual Sealands Grove Invitational, and recently qualified all 6 competing golfers for the PIAA District 2 Individual Golf Tournament. Alec Hamilton and Cade Kelleher tied for first overall in the district tournament. In girls golf, they have totaled 4 wins on the season and are competing today at Glen Oak Country Club versus Blue Ridge. Both Rose Peters and Kate Peters qualified for the PIAA District 2 Class 3 playoffs. Rose Peters placed second overall at Scott Green's Classic on September 9th. In field hockey, they are currently ranked 6-0-1. They are number 1 in the PIAA District 2 Class 2A power rankings. The girls play at home tomorrow at 4:15 versus Wallenpaupack. Football is ranked 3-1 overall and currently ranked number 1 in the PIAA District 2 Class 5A standings. The boys are currently on a 3-game winning streak while averaging 36 points per game on the season. Their next game is this Friday at Wallenpaupack at 7 p.m. In boys soccer, they are currently ranked 6-1 overall, and they are ranked number 1 in the PIAA District 2 Class 4A power rankings. In girls soccer, the team is currently ranked 7-0 overall, 3-0 in leagues. The girls are currently ranked number 1 in PIAA District 2 Class 3A power rankings. Girls tennis overall record is 11-1 with league record 10-1. They finished second overall at the Altoona Invitational last week. They are hosting 4 schools this Saturday for the annual junior varsity tournament. Varsity is competing in Paupack doubles tournament this Saturday. They are currently ranked number 1 overall in PIAA District 2 Class 3A power rankings. And girls volleyball, their overall record is 6 3/4-2 in the Lackawanna League. They have a big match this Thursday at CSE against Lackawanna Trail. Junior varsity plays at 5 p.m. with varsity to follow at 6. We will be honoring our seniors on October 10th at Clark Summit Elementary in a match versus Mid Valley. Thank you.
So I have Mr. Acker. I believe we're on to public comment.
That's it.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
A man with a few words tonight.
You are a man of few words. Okay. Public comment, we ask you to come forward, state your name, where you live, and try and keep your comments to 3 minutes or so. I have 2 cards. I understand one's a daughter and one's a son, Kelly and Kelly Judge. So I'm going to let you 2 choose who speaks first and who speaks second. I'm assuming that, excuse me, Kelly, I apologize. Didn't mean-
Colby.
Colby, okay, I apologize.
Hi, my name is Colby Judge, and I came here today to speak upon the Abington Heights cheerleading program. I love this program, but I have concerns for this program and for my teammates. Of my 4 years of cheerleading for Abington Heights, I have never felt more discouraged, unsafe, and uncomfortable. In cheerleading, we perform tumbling and stunting that is advanced. It is difficult, physically demanding, and requires the utmost attention and concentration. In order for a stunt to be successful on game day, we need to have careful repetition, along with, and most importantly, the consideration of the athlete's health and perseverance. In my 4 years, I have cheered with 3 different coaches. This year, I have struggled with our coach's ability to safely monitor our stunting. I have many examples, but the most egregious example is from last Saturday. To begin, at the last practice of this week, Thursday, September 14th, my coach had asked me to do a one-man co-ed stunt. I said I could try, as I had not done the stunt in 3 weeks. I had injured my foot and just had been eligible to return that week. After successfully doing it one time, our coach said it would be put in for the first game. After she said this, I had said that I did not want to do it for this game and asked if we could hold off until the next game so I would have the following week to practice and perfect it. The response I got was, "No, you've got this." When game day arose, I warmed up the stunt when she asked. I asked my football captain if it would be okay to switch the one-man stunt for a basket toss. My coach knew I wasn't feeling it and instead said we would be doing both. She also said that I must believe in myself and it will never look the way I want it to. After the run-out, I fell during my tumbling pass. She saw me on the ground in tears from the pain. I persevered through the pain and cheered in the game. As the first quarter was coming to an end, she had asked if we wanted to do it. I had asked if we could do something different instead. We ended up doing something else. Second quarter rolled around and she asked again. At this point, I ended up doing it. The stunt went wrong, I tripped, and the flyer hit the ground. After seeing how upset I was, she decided to try and say these things happen and I shouldn't be upset. During halftime, I asked one of my captains to see if we were to not stunt for the remainder of the game because I did not feel comfortable putting another life in danger as I was now in crucial pain from not only landing wrong, but now that I had tripped. She asked me what the problem was and I told her this. She also stated that she had no idea that I fell when tumbling went out as there was too much going on. The response I got was that we would no longer be doing co-ed stunting in the Abington Heights cheerleading program. In conclusion, safety is my #1 concern. Practices are combined with 2 teams consisting of 50 students. Our practices are frequently unproductive due to an environment of distrust and vindictiveness. The atmosphere is one of unease. As a student athlete, I personally feel uncomfortable with the unprofessional behavior. Going into my senior year, I am very excited for it, but being a part of this district is my pride and joy. This program has given me a sense of community and belonging at my school. As excited as I am, I feel the need to express these concerns before they escalate. I appreciate your time and consideration. It's great to be back at school. Thank you for letting me speak tonight.
Thank you, Colby.
Thank you very much. Mackenzie Jones is another student that wants to speak. Would you like to speak before Kelly Judge?
Thank you so much for having us today. I have a couple points. I have bullet points on my phone. Sorry. This is just regarding the whole team, things that we've all experienced throughout the season so far. A lot of girls on our team, and Colby, do not get credit where credit's due. They teach us everything, they look out for us, and they don't get the credit for that. And I don't believe that that's fair. Let me think. Favoritism is a massive thing on our team. We have had girls who have been out for vacations, and we've had girls who've been out for COVID, have had doctor's excuses and all of that, and the girl who went on vacation still got to play in our game, and the girl who had COVID was benched. Favoritism is a massive thing on our team. It's the same stunts over and over again. We don't work new stunts, and if we do, it's like 3 strikes, you're out. If we don't get it in the first 3 times, then she's like, no, we're not going to do that. We don't work new things, and I think that is a safety concern as well. Our excused absences. We are not allowed to have more than 3 doctor's notes, or we're benched. I remember I was sick one time, and I told my doctor that, and she wasn't too thrilled about it, but our coach gets to miss for spa days, and she leaves practices to put her daughter's hair in a ponytail. Another thing is cheer camp. That's a massive thing for our team. It's a massive deal. We learn all of our skills there, new cheers. Everything that we perform at games is mainly from cheer camp. And that was threatened to be taken away just because our coach didn't like it. She also didn't come to camp, and all the previous years that we went to camp, our coach stayed with us for all the days that we had to stay there. This year, our coach was there for 1 day, and then on the last day, and when we got an Abington Coaches Award, she took it, when our cheer moms and our boosters were the ones who were there for us. We also couldn't stunt during camp because we didn't have a cheer coach present. Most of the time at practices, it's not really, there's no help. It's kind of just, she observes and she says, that looks awful, I don't like that, but there's no helping. There's no, hey, do this, this is better. Nothing like that. It's kind of just, we're all for ourselves, and she just tells us what she likes and doesn't like. I said most. Another thing, this is a personal thing. I've been cheerleading since I was 6 years old. I was on Junior Comets. I've been through many coaches, and I have made basketball and varsity cheer every year. Last year, I was not able to do basketball cheer because I had a surgery, and we had a different coach at the time. So she told me this year I didn't make the basketball team because I was unreliable due to my surgery. But then my mom asked her, and she said that I wasn't the cheerleader that I was before, and I didn't show enough effort, which I disagree with. Obviously, she's the coach. She could see, but that's just a personal thing that upset me. That's about all I have to say right now. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mackenzie.
Thank you very much. Kelly Judge.
Good evening. My name is Kelly Judge. My son is Colby Judge, National Honor Society student, and cheers on both basketball and football team. He is the epitome of what is a star student and athlete should represent at Abington Heights. Sports are designed to create discipline, improving as an individual, camaraderie as a team. Unfortunately, I'm disgusted how my son has been treated on and off the field by the cheerleading coach. Since the start of the season, my son was handed a uniform that was 2 times his size. He was told by the coach, athletic director, and the principal that he can only temporarily alter his uniform. On August 24th, my son was injured at a separate facility practicing his routine. Coach D scolded him that he is not being a team player by practicing aside from school practice. Although he attends every school practice and game, helps with junior comets practice, although he couldn't participate, he attended every game to support his team. He was then cleared to participate in last Saturday's game and told Coach D he was not comfortable holding up another cheerleader. Coach D reassured him that he's fine and he's got this. He did as he was told, and unfortunately was not able to catch his teammate, which resulted in an unnecessarily fall. As he looked for guidance and reassurance from his coach, he was told he's a good cheerleader, but they will no longer be doing any co-ed stunting anymore in front of his whole team. My son is the only male cheerleader on the team. No co-ed stunting results in a clear discrimination against my son. My son has been a cheerleader through his whole career at Abington and works tremendously hard at it to get to the next level. Not only does no co-ed stunting create bias and discrimination, but you are also singling out the only male cheerleader on the team. Now, is this what Abington Heights represents?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Judge.
Are there any other public comments? In that case, can we please have the treasurer's report?
Yes, Mr. Acker. We started August with a cash balance of $10,348,763. The current real estate taxes are coming in, and we got $6,311,744. State revenue basic subsidy, we got another $1.1 million. So we have a total cash available of $20,536,045. Our net disbursements for the month were $5,103,562, which gives us a cash balance of $15,432,483.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Acker.
Go ahead.
Yep. Mr. Acker had asked that the board consider a motion to approve the personnel report.
No, we got to vote first.
Oh, man. We are both off today. We are both off today.
Can I please have a motion to approve the treasurer's?
Feels like a Monday,
So
I
moved.
think.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Medensky?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mr. Abdallah?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
8-0.
Okay.
For the second time, Mr. Acker, I'd ask the board consider a motion to approve the personnel report as presented.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion?
I do have a couple questions on the EDRs. Can you explain, what is the grade level leader? Is that a new position that we're adding in?
Absolutely, and we vetted this through the curriculum committee, that at the secondary level, the departments all have a voice with administrators and have a leader who leads that department and helps with budgeting, as well as expressing concerns with their department to administration. We felt that the elementary level K-6 did not have that same voice, and also special education did not have the voice either. So we created these positions. That way, one, there's a leader within every grade level, but also I'm going to be meeting with them periodically of what challenges they're facing at that grade level. With elementary spread across 4 different buildings, it's really difficult to get a pulse on, if there's only 2 teachers in one grade, of what their challenges are, and we're hoping that this really helps us to better support our teachers in the programming at the elementary level.
That sounds like a great plan. Thank you.
Other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Medensky?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mr. Abdella?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Rod.
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
8-0.
Mr. Ackert, ask the board to consider a motion to approve the September 2023 volunteer list.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? I did notice one person at the top of the list whose unfortunate last name begins with A, so it's pretty apparent. Mr. Abdullah, thank you very much for your service, but I'd also like to point out that there are a number of board members that also serve the community, Mrs. Tierney, Mr. Azar. And so I'd like to thank all of you as board members for not only serving as board members, but also volunteers. Roll call, please.
Mr. Medensky?
Yes.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mr. Abdella?
Abstain because I'm on it. Rod laughed.
Yeah. Mr. Azar?
Rod.
He's still laughing.
Yes.
Yep.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
Passes 7 with 1 abstention.
Mr. Ackert, ask the board consider a motion to approve the Gregory Center Service Agreement for Applied Behavior Analysis.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Robeson?
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mr. Abdella?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Mr. Azar?
Yes.
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Medensky?
Yes.
Mr. Acker?
Yes.
8-0.
Mr. Ackert, ask that the board consider a motion to approve the support service agreement between Abington Heights and the Scranton School District for Student 33A.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Tierney?
Yes.
Mr. Abdella?
Yes.
Mr. Azar?
Mr. Azar? You know what, we must have lost connection.
Mrs. Henderson?
Yes.
Mrs. Karam?
Yes.
Mr. Medensky?
Yes.
Mr. Medensky? Oh, sorry, twice, yep. I know. Mr. Acker?
Yes.
7-0.
And Mr. Robeson is yes.
Oh, that's who I missed. Sorry.
Mr. Ackert, ask that the board consider a motion to approve the agreement between the Abington Heights School District and the Scranton Counseling Center to cooperate in the implementation of the Student Assistance Program.
So moved.
Second.
On the motion?
Yeah, Dr. Schaefer, can you explain to the audience what is the Student Assistance Program?
Sure. The Student Assistance Program is a program that is required in the state of Pennsylvania and really hopes to serve in a preventative mode. So one of our tiers or levels of support for students that may be experiencing barriers with either mental health, academics, behaviors teachers and a group of, a teacher can refer a student, a group of teachers will collect data, including from the parents. And this allows the family at no cost to work with some service providers.
And this is open to all of the students in all grade levels, or just in our middle and high school?
It's all grade levels, yep.
And it's a great opportunity for our community. Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Abdullah.
Yes.
Mrs. Henderson.
Yes.
Mrs. Karam.
Yes.
Mr. Medensky.
Yes.
Mr. Robeson.
Yes.
Mrs. Tierney.
Yes.
Mr. Acker.
Yes.
7-0.
I know, everybody.
Okay, the next agenda item is informational purposes, listing uses of our facilities. I note that Odyssey of the Mind is starting up, which is great. Is there any unfinished business? Or any new business?
Mr. Acker, just for 2 minutes, I attended the curriculum night at the middle school on Monday, and it was awesome. Credit to the administration and the teachers and the professional staff for really having a nice event where, you know, we're there to talk about what they're going to learn over the year, but they kept it light, and it was very personal, and someone even showed up in a Pittsburgh Steeler outfit, which I think was channeled because they ended up winning. So it was really fun, informative, and the administration did a great job. And I'll tell you what, they started, and I don't know if this is part of the curriculum or not, but each group of teachers that came up described what big question they're trying to answer in the semester. And that is pretty cool. That was pretty neat. Yeah, the essential question. So, good job. Very good.
Thank you very much. That's
The middle school is having an apparel sale now, which reminds me, it's middle school, it says it's the place to be. So, Ms. Snyder, middle school, kudos to you. It is the place to be.
Are there any Steelers jerseys on? Okay. Okay, so new business. I'd like a motion to adjourn, please.